Any other questions? Yes?
So in Poland, I found in all the Dharma mirror, there was a technique which is not used anymore. It was called Dharma play, not Sonyut, song play, but Dharma play. It was about visualization and breath. And I wonder when did the Sonyut stop teaching it?
When did it disappear?
What was the reason, behind appearing and disappearing of this tool?
Well, when Zen Master Sung Sung moved to the United States, he started experimenting with things. So the forms would change through time, and various techniques. So, as you probably noticed, if you paid attention for 5 minutes, Zen is kind of a hard sell because it's so boring. I mean, it's beyond boring. But what you don't know, or what you usually don't appreciate, is boredom is the essential technique of Zen. So if you're bored out of your skull, that's good. Okay. So, but then he would always, when he went to the United States, he's trying to attract students, right? So he just came from Japan. He lived for 6 years in Japan or something. And the people he attracted in Japan were not Japanese Zen practitioners. They were mostly Koreans, right? So then when he moved to the United States, what in the heck is he going to do, right? So he has to come up with some kind of, engaging something, because you have to sell Zen, right? So he's always trying to come up with new thises or that's, But in the end, you always come back to the same thises or that's, and that, okay, we'll sit here and look at the floor for a while, then we get up and walk around, then we'll chant, and then we'll eat, and then we'll bow. All those things are pretty boring unless the food's really good. But otherwise, it's really boring. Like at the Providence Institute, we wouldn't have really good food like this. We'd have really boring food. And it'd be very repetitive, Like every 4 days or something like that, we'd have the same thing. So we'd just go around and around. It'd be really boring. So some of those things called Dharma play were things that he would have people do, but mostly he gave up on that because it never worked out much. It kind of seemed like it was some kind of 270 something or other. Nobody quite knew. I did some of them, but they become boring too after a while. After you fly to the moon and back and talk to the Buddha and sleep underneath a tree for 3 years, it gets pretty boring. Okay. That's all I know about that. Although Dae Kwang just taught some of those didn't he? Sanyu things last week or something. Yeah, so that's another one of those kind of things. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Well, come to me after the Kilche and I'll give you a Dharma play thing to do. You'll love it. People, no matter what the technique is, some people will reach out and attach to it. And some people will just do it. And some people won't like it at all, right? Like, just think of the practices we do. There's some of them you don't like. You don't like bowing. You don't like that stupid chanting. You don't like sitting. You don't like walking meditation, but you like walking outside or something. So everybody will have that. They'll have like and dislike about it. But the trick is to just do it whether you like it or don't like it. So you have to you have to have something that you're confident in, right? So whether you're confident in it or not, you just do it. So we tend to do very simple things. I mean, there's meditation schools that do even more simple things, right? Like the Vipassana style is much more simple than what we do. So it's just a selection of stuff, and then that's what we do. Like that's our style, but that style can change any time. But actually, the style isn't that important. Just doing it is what is important. That's the most important. Okay?